Okay. Hello, Aaron, Lancer, and Carlos. I'm recording the class for the week of September 11. So this recording will be related to our Monday, September 11 class and Wednesday's September 13 class. So this record, we're gonna cover the 2 days, and at the end of this recording, I will be presenting a project, a little work, homework to do, and the following week, the week of September 18 to 22, I'll be canceling the class that week. I'll be away. So as I mentioned, I'm gonna be on an international citrus conference. So this assignment that, excuse me, the assignment I'm gonna present and I'm gonna post on Canvas, you guys are gonna have about 2 weeks to complete, okay? So we're gonna check some box here today, and then we're gonna start to talk about a little bit about processing. So let's start very quick here in terms of government regulators. Just bear with me because Canvas takes some time to upload, and this is all gonna be publishing, so you're gonna have a visibility. You can will be visible in your Canvas, okay? So a little bit about government regulators. So Florida Department of Citrus, this is the main entity that do the governance related to citrus in all Florida. Florida Department of Agriculture as well enforces the citrus law of the state, inspects fresh fruit at packing houses and processing plants, and they contract with USDA for inspection for processed products. So those are the entities that go to your packing house or to the processing plants to do the audits and inspections. Florida Department of Agriculture enforces the citrus law of the states as well, inspects fresh fruit at packing house, and contracts USDA. That's just to reinforce again this. In the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA in Florida, and natural grading services. This is very quick. I'll go back here, and this will be available in Canvas, so you can print a hard copy or download your files. A little bit about other regulators here. So Food and Drug Administration, FDA, Center of Food Safety and Applied Nutrition. So this is a Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. So Fair Packaging and Labeling Act, Nutrition Labeling Education Act, and Food Safety Modernization Act. So those are other regulators all around the citrus industries. Regulate interstate commerce, create standards of identity. You can refer to CFR Title 21. So this is all available online as well, and approves food additives. So if you're gonna add anything to add back system for flavoring in juice, so that's the FDA. It needs to be approved by FDA. Along with APA, regulates pesticides as well. So pesticides is a big issue right now as the greening affects all the growers. There's the rate of application of pesticides increased drastically in the past year. So, and there's a lot of regulation around which one you can apply, how much you can apply, etc. So Consumer Product Safety Commission, so regulates mechanical hazard associated with foods, exploding bottles, jag edges on glass, so everything that can be a hazard for consumers. Federal Trade Commission has authority of food advertising, Environmental Protection Agency, pesticides on crops. So there are tolerances that need to be followed. Drinking water quality, so that you know contaminate if you are processing citrus or if you're growing citrus. And environmental waste, mainly for processing plants, is related here. Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, so importation of foods, collects duties and tax. So more juices are coming from Brazil, for example, from Mexico. So the Homeland Security at the port, they have some inspections, audits to make sure everything is protected. Country of origin, if you buy any package of juice at a grocery store, you look near to the neck of the bottles or in the carton, you're gonna see what is the country of origin. Right now, basically they say juices are coming from, orange juice are coming from Mexico, US, and Brazil. And Department of Justice, Attorney General prosecutes violations of the FD&C Act and prosecutes violations at antitrust and unfair trade practices. So I think the main message here is whatever you do in citrus, there are a lot of regulations and entities that you needed to, get the document and follow their rules and the laws. Even either if you are growing citrus trees or work in a packing house or in a processing plant, or you are compounding and making products using citrus materials. Okay. So now we're going to jump a little bit on more on the technical side. We're going to look at, I'm going to show here, which is made by the previous professor, and then I'm going to jump in the presentation that I have, which is a little more interactive, so we can see a little better in pictures what I'm gonna tell here. So some typical fruits terms related to the fruits are the flavido of the fruit, which is the white part when you peel a fruit. So color, oil sacs, and the flavido. Sorry, the flavido is the skin of the fruit, the peel, which delivers the color, and there is the oil sacs, whereas the essential oil is whole. So if you squeeze a peel, you're gonna see the oil sacs bursting and releasing the oils, the essential oils that's present in the peel. The albedo is the white layer, is the white part, which is rich in pectin, and is basically made to hold the water and the juice, so the fruit doesn't lose water by evaporation, etc. It's like a barrier through the fruit. So juice segments are the juice vesicles, sacs, and segment membranes. So if you cut on the equator of a fruit, you're gonna see the juice vesicles, where is the juice, and you're gonna see the segments of the fruit. I have pictures. I'm gonna show some pictures soon. Central core and seeds, they also call sometimes rags. Composition of the citrus juice, so there are many good stuff is on the juice, like carbohydrates, so sugar measured by the Brix, what we learned in the last classes. Basically sucrose, glucose, and fructose make up 80% of the soluble solids. So higher polysaccharides, pectin, which is mainly found on the albedo, provides viscosity and holds cloud up. 30% of albedo is pectin. Organic acid, so citric acid, malic acid. So there are minerals, potassium, calcium, low in sodium, And vitamins, vitamin C, ascorbic acid, folic acid, and the pigments. So carotenoids, which is orange, which give it the color, lycopene for mainly in the red grapefruit, found in the red grapefruit. And that's the best part. I mean, the flavonoids are which really make the citrus very special for our health. So those are antioxidants like hesperidin and naringin found in grapefruit, and the limonoids. So limonene has a tasteless precursor, but when you peel and we squeeze our oranges, the precursor develops to limonene. That gives you more like the bitter taste. And nomeline is mainly for found in the grapefruit, which is also bitter. And flavors, which is found in the oil. So we're going to look later how rich is the pure oil of citrus with so many chemical compounds that deliver the flavors and the fragrances and the aromas. For example, the limonene, the aldehydes, the esters. So orange is rich in decanol. Lemon is rich in citral, which is esters. Ethyl butyrate is found in the juice. So we're going to look in about 4 or 5 weeks. We're going to deep dive in everything related to the flavors that comes from the citrus oils. Okay, and there are enzymes. Pectinesterase breaks down the cloud, amino acids, lipids, and proteins. So as you can see, one single orange or a grapefruit, lemon, lime, any citrus is rich of so many good things. And as we always heard only about the bad things, which they say about the sugar content, but the sugar is natural. And along with the sugar, there are so many other vitamins, minerals, pigments, organic acids, so many good stuff that is good for your health. Okay. So we go as this is be all available for you. So I recommend you go through again after you watch my video, and then I'm gonna at the end of this video, I'm gonna present the assignment for the next 2 weeks, which will be mainly related to the fruit processing. So on the food processing, and I'm gonna go through these slides, and then I'm gonna show you a little more interactive PowerPoint I have. Fruit processing, types of fruits received at the processing plant. They call basically it's a field run. So branches, stems, trash. Mechanical harvest increase the amount of trash. So there's when you do mechanical harvest, you need to be careful what you're bringing to your plant, because trash can break down your machinery. Put some downtime in processing. Machinery is very expensive. If you break down, you're gonna be, it'll be very expensive to run a processing plant. One of the biggest trash in Florida is golf balls, and golf balls can, make a huge damage in equipment that costs $100,000 or $1 million. Only a single golf ball that comes with your orange that you're going to be processing can break down your plant. Packing house eliminations is another fruit used for processing, as we discussed last in the past classes. So the packing house get the the good size of fruit, so very small and very large is not what the consumer wants, and this fruit basically are eliminated from the packing house and then goes for processing. So waxed with fungicides, less juice per box if rough handling occurred. So when you're processing fruit, the main points is when the fruit reception. So there is a triptych where this fruit is coming from, what's the weightage, what's the bricks, the ratio. This is all regulated by the government agencies and the entities I just presented to you. There is scale house, so we're gonna weight it. You're gonna unload the fruit. There's a ramp that you lean the truck to unload the fruit. It's kind of a hydraulic lift. I'm gonna show you a video also. I have a very nice video about that. Gonna show step by step, but I'm gonna use that video once we have an in-person class. And there's California sided trailers, which the trailers just lift to the side. There are a lot of good videos on YouTube that show some examples. So most of the fruits that come to the plant, there is steamers. So you have to remove this because this is also, clog the lines or break the machinery. And there are some grading. This is a USA FDA regulation. There must have people to remove the coals and trash, and this is done by hand. And the state inspection. So FDA, there's a flip gate sampler, a random time that take a sample of each load, and a singulator that single the line's fruit sample and randomly selects, and then 1 pound per 10 box of fruit is collected, and then goes to a test machine, JBT model. We're gonna see when all these steps we're gonna see when you go for a field trip. And then they squeeze the fruit and juice the fruit and measure the bricks acid ratio, pounds of juice from that sample, and then they quantify how much solid is per load. So the growers I paid based on the solids that is in the loads. Basically, what is the bricks and the pounds of juice. This is how much the growers will be paid. So then the fruit is stored in bins. Each bin could hold up to something from 5 to 10 loads, and it's all identifiable load. Then goes to a brush washer before the fruit is juiced, using soap, sanitizer, and water to rinse. Then is a second grade, which is a final grading, also done by people. It's right before the extraction of the juice, and there are two. When you're running a brown technology, you have brown oil extractors before you juice the fruit, and basically extracts the oil from flavido of the fruit. Rollers with pins. It's kind of a disc with some needles that pinch the flavido and then burst the oil sacs, and a bed of water recover the oil, and then the oil goes to a centrifugation. We're gonna look later in much more details and pictures how this works. And then the fruit is then sized. JBT basically uses 2 to 3 sizes of fruit. The machine, there are machinery that squeeze small fruit, medium, and large fruit, and then brown up to 6 sizes. So I think this is good. You can download this. This list is good to have it, and then you can save it in your for future reference. But the way I like to show this part of the processing, and you're going to be starting, is this one. This is this presentation is not going to be available yet for you, but because I want to come back in person to go in much more details here. So what I just present, and I'll go jump here, is that entire flow chart. So the assignment for today, you guys gonna build something similar, and you're gonna have up to, let me look at my calendar here. So this assignment will be due by September 23rd, Saturday. And you're gonna build something similar. So from the beginning, since you receive the fruit, go to the extractions, juice processing, and then we have the oil processing, the peel processing. So we're gonna be cover all steps in details here in the next few classes once we are doing person. We're going to start in the week of September 25, present this deck, okay? And then we go one by one here, and I have some nice pictures which are gonna explain, but I wanted to do this class in person. Going back here, I want to show you what I mentioned on that presentation from the previous professors. So this is give you a better idea of the parts of the fruit. So you have the cuticle, which is pretty much the flavido. On the flavido, which is that part, we have the oil glands. So those are the oils. If you burst here, when we squeeze a peel, this is the oil sacs or oil gland where the peel oil is held, or essential oil. Then we have the albedo, which is the white part. And then we have the juicy vesicles, which hold the juices. So each of this part here is a segment, right? And then in the middle of the fruit, we have the rag. And then you have the seeds as well. So those are the main parts of the fruit. Just you 1 second here. So we'll go through all this on the next day, and the week of September 25, I'm gonna be covering all this part, and that's what I'm gonna be doing in person. The fruit mass balance as well. I really like that slide, and this is for me is one of the more important slides in that presentation. But I will go back basically in 1 metric ton of oranges. What is the weighted distributions, or what can yield from the fruit in terms of peel, rags, seeds, oils, juice, essence, and etc. So we'll go back at this at the end. I'm going to talk about technology, and then we're going to be talking about citrus essential oils, which is the peel oil, in much more details. I just want to scroll down here just to show you what's coming. So this is the citrus oil compositions about relate to the flavors and aroma of the citrus oils. We're going to be covering this. And then later, we're going to talk about technology to fractionate and produce fractions of flavors and aromas using citrus oils. Okay, go back here. So for the assignment, and I'm gonna put the details here on the assignments I'm gonna create, so it will be available for you. For this next 2 weeks assignment will be, once you go here on the flow chart, juice processing. So this is from the previous professor, the processing, all the steps of the processing of pulpy juice, considering different strains. Like I asked like the previous assignment I gave you was to, put in Excel a flow chart of the steps for the packing house. So this assignment will be you guys to build a flow chart in Excel and mapping each of this part. And I like to see something similar. So you can build something similar. Just uploading here. Something similar to this part here. So this was built in Excel, and that's what I want. So I want to go from the hand flow chart made by the previous professor and build one similar to this one. So I'll go back here. So that is the one you're gonna use as a reference here. Flowchart originals, flowchart juice processing. I'm gonna put the link, and that's the one you're gonna build it from hand like that, and you're gonna use an Excel flowchart. So you have 2 weeks to complete this assignment, and then when I come back, we come back for in person. I'm gonna be presenting the deck I just showed you, and then we're gonna compare these slides, this flow chart with the other one I have and see what are the difference, and we're gonna be explaining step by step, okay? So as I promised, my record will be between 20 to 30 minutes. It's almost 30 minutes of recording. This video will be downloaded on Canvas, and also gonna send the link by email to watch the video. So if you have any question, please send me a message or reply my email, or you can text me. And just to recap, so the week, Monday, September 11, and Monday and Wednesday, September 13. So this recording is the class, and you have 2 weeks to complete the assignment. The class of September 18 and 20, I'm now be canceling. We're not gonna have a class either in person or online. We're not gonna have a video. And then we back to in-person class on September 25 and 27, where we're gonna be deep in dive in the fruit processing, okay? So have a good one. Any questions, send me an email, and I hope you guys enjoy doing this assignment for this week. Take care. Thank you.